I was growing up, I played a lot of sports, and it was fun. Once I got better at them, I learned that competitive sports were not all fun and games. It meant getting up early, doing drills, and then doing those same drills every day. Modern athletes often reflect on their lost childhoods. While their friends were out riding bikes and climbing trees, they were in a hockey arena practicing shots, or a tennis court serving over and over again. Think Kobe Bryant. He was the first one on the court and the last one off. Or Roger Federer, who used to love to play on windy days to train for imperfect tennis conditions. The key to the success of these athletes was that they practiced for more time than they played their sports. And this is exactly how we get machines to do what we want. They learn by practicing. Welcome to We Are the Machines. I'm Dr. Deitra Sawh. This podcast is for those who want to use artificial intelligence. Through anecdotes and phrases, you will be fluent in AI in front of the executive team and at the dinner party. I explain how machines learn in the context of human learning and arm you with the right questions to be asking the machines or those who are building your machines. You will sound like an AI rockstar by the end of each episode. Let's get started. In the case of machines, practice means that we provide data to it and it finds patterns in the data to forecast future behavior. Or it takes the data and creates sentences, as we covered in our earlier episodes. In AI, we use the term training the machine as one would do with a dog to elicit specific behaviors. A basic example is a virtual assistant. We are training them on our own behavior so that it can get to know us. We coach the machine by giving it feedback. For example, Alexa, I said cold, not coal, so it can learn our speech, accent, cadence, and proclivities. There are two ways machines learn: supervised and unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, the machine is shown many examples of the type of behavior the user intends for the machine to exhibit. In fraud, the machine is trained on many patterns of fraud so that when one of those patterns occur, the machines recognize that it is fraud. In some applications, the machine is trained on examples of what normal looks like, so it can flag when data is not normal. For example, when we apply AI to look at brain scans, it is trained on many samples of healthy brains so that it recognizes when something is different about the image. How about problems where we cannot predict the patterns? Well, that is called unsupervised learning. The machine has no knowledge of the data and content of the system. In this case, the model is constructed so it can detect the patterns and quickly adapt to new ones. Unsupervised learning is especially useful in applications with voluminous online data, such as financial market data or machine fault monitoring, and generally problems where the AI has to adapt to continuously changing patterns. The human analogy of unsupervised learning is when your child goes out into the world, making mistakes, acting without any explicit parental direction. The quality and outcome of these decisions have a higher likelihood of succeeding if the parents modeled or prepared the young adult for new life challenges. Time for a question. After being away from your smartphone for a period of time, do you feel a sense of relief when the screen turns on? Many will respond yes to this question as you return to a world in which you feel a sense of complete control as the operator of that life. The smartphone has trained you on how to operate that life, be it through social media, texting, and gaming. By repeatedly prompting you to like a post, update a profile, or see how your friends are doing on a gambling website, your attention is being trained so that when you are away from the screen for some time, you feel happy instantly. That boost of anticipation of what awaits you beyond your password screen. At a minimum, you react to every notification, quickly process whether it needs your attention, then make a decision. My reaction to spam is always funny to me. It is a dead zero in my mind in the middle of a workday. And this is how the machines are training the humans in a very supervised manner. When your team makes the decision to outsource its AI capabilities, consider how and on what the model is trained. Most public models are using supervised learning. This means that it is absorbing real data records, deriving patterns, and then generating outputs based on that information. Most AI applications do change over time, so it is important to update the data you train it on. For example, most large language models are trained on online data up to a certain date. Some of you may have noticed that your Copilot inquiries are missing recent data and hallucinating or making it up. That's because it has not yet been trained on the newest information. Your risk management policy for AI must include a cycle of updating and scrutiny of the training data to maintain the integrity of the AI. And now, a plug for the human. You see, the machine is trained on your personal data. You are providing information to the machine so that it can tell you how to live your life, to make decisions, to find your mate, to feed you. But you do not have to provide all of your information to every chatbot. When you protect your personal data, you lower the risk of it being used to train other machines not known to you that will eventually come back around and seemingly know you. This is why you might want to give pause before feeding yourself entirely to the machine. We'll see you next time on We Are the Machines. I'm Dr. Deitra Sawh.